And I'm sorry about the wiggle here. Phone seems to have a mind of its own, and right when I want to go live, it tells me I should take a picture, or perhaps I should install Bixby. So I'm just telling you right now that I hate Bixby. And in case you don't know what Bixby is, it's some kind of thing on Samsung that is supposed to copy Siri. However, let's get started with this great card. This is card number 3 in our virtual coffee and a card, and we are using the Wishes and Wonder stamp set. And you know, I've had this phone now for a while, and I still can't get used to how much it shows. I can't hide the mess that's on my desk, and I don't like that. So, but anyway, it's real. It is what it is. I'm gonna see if I can zoom just a little bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know what? That'll just have to do. Okay, so if you are participating in this monthly class, then you will have an envelope with pieces in it. Okay, so we have a garden green base, which is 4¼ by 11, scored at 5½. Then we have a piece of pattern paper. And you know, I don't have my ruler here, but I have this paper here. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4½ by 3. So 4½ by 3. Then we have a piece of vellum that looks like it is 1 3/4 by 5 1/8. Okay. And then we have a scrap of this beautiful ribbon. Look at the textures in there. Isn't that nice? Yeah. And then we have these little gold things. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in a minute. Then I have a piece of white for the inside. And then I have stamped and cut out my sleigh already. Okay, it's been stamped in crumb cake. And the nice thing about the stamp set is that it has the matching dies to go with it. So that's really wonderful. Then we have the deer die. So we have 2 deer. They've already been stamped as well. And so after that, it's really, really easy, which is one of the wonderful things about having a card kit, that you get to have all the pieces ready to roll. Okay, we're going to be using some blends. And I have to say, I usually love coloring with blends. And I don't know if I'm getting old or if I just was having a bad day, but I have found it really difficult to color this sleigh. So we're going to try again and see if I do any better. All right, I'm just using, and it's an unusual color combination as well. I'm using real red for the body of the sleigh, and then I might just leave this in crumb cake. Let's have a look and see. Maybe this one will be different. It's a good idea to use the fine tip along the edge. Okay, and I haven't had much coffee yet today, so I'm hoping I have a steady hand. I find this kind of like putting lipstick on, believe it or not. And when you wear a darker shade of lipstick, it's really hard sometimes to be really smooth around the edges. That's what I find anyway. And that's what I'm finding with this sleigh. And I was actually thinking about it last night as I was laying in bed. You know, do you ever have that where you think of work when you're supposed to be sleeping? And I thought maybe this would be nice to do with pencils instead. It's a little bit softer. Normally I prefer the blends because I love the rich color. But let's see. I think I'm doing okay. And the thing is, we are our own worst critic. Always, always, always. Now I'm going to use the brush tip, and I'm just going to go in the corners a little bit. And just to create a bit of a dark shadow at the bottom. And then I'm going to go with the light over top. Okay. And then I'll color the whole thing in. And at first you'll say, oh, you know, I can really see the difference. And then we'll blend and you'll see how it's going to look better. I absolutely love our blends. I love the way they color and they don't leave lines. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the corner and just drag that dark color away. And you'll see how it softens up. I think that when I do these videos more often, I will get better at maybe zooming in. I keep telling Gerard that there's room for him. I'm looking forward. He's much better at videoing than I am, and that's because he's calm. I, on the other hand, am a crazy squirrel, and I think I'm going slow, but I'm really not. Okay, so I don't like just the, well, let's do the side as well before I get too hasty in deciding I don't like the color scheme. There. See, and I wasn't very careful there at all. And so I'm going to have to fix my mistake. I don't know if you guys can see what I did, but I colored right over the loopy from the sled. I don't know if that will work, but I'm going to do that. That's my, okay, this one's going to be totally different than the other one. I'm not sure I'm liking this, people, but you know what? It's good for you guys to see that I am not perfect. Not that I ever said I was, but sometimes people just, you know, when we post our things, we don't post the mistakes. We just post the nice stuff. So when you're going live, there's no hiding. There's no hiding your mistakes. Well, you know what? That's not so bad. Now I'm thinking I probably have to finish this whole thing. And I'm not too keen on that, but it's a lot more work, isn't it? Oh, well, it's not a mistake. It's an embellishment opportunity. Right? Okay. Well, you know what? When the card is all finished, we will find out which the better option is. And that's what I always like when I do these cards. Then you get the one that I've originally made, and then you get the one that I make live. And usually they're different. I like to switch it up because it's nice to see what the different options look like. And this way, you can wait with doing yours and learn from my mistakes. There. You know, that's not bad. That's not bad. I'm warming up to the idea. And I think I'm going to leave, maybe I'll do the top edge as well of this sleigh here, just to continue the dark edge. Give it a little bit more of a contrast. I'm trying to use a light hand here. Okay, yeah, I like that. Actually, I do. Awesome. Okay, so let's build our card. Fold your card in half, and then this piece, the pattern piece, and you can decide if you want your branches going up or down. I kind of like them going down. I feel like this is the way it's supposed to be. You know what? It's your own card, so you can decide. You're the boss. Okay, I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal. This paper is called 'Tis the Season. And I don't know if it's still available. It was on sale, I think, by 20% off. The sale goes till January the 4th. Okay, and now the vellum. And the trick with the vellum is you can see through vellum, so you only want to put your adhesive for the vellum underneath where that ribbon is going to go. So, in fact, to get really smart, we're going to put the ribbon on. Let's see. No, I don't like that. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm trying to get my ribbon to go the same way as the other one, but it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. No one is going to see the two cards at the same time. That's what I always used to tell my people in class. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the bottom third of the vellum. And then I'm going to lay the ribbon on top. This is going to go like so. A little bit lower. There. Give it a press. Okay, and now I know exactly that I can put my ribbon right, I mean, not my ribbon, my adhesive right on the back. Perfect. And that's going to go fairly near the bottom. And it doesn't matter that my ribbon is sticking out a little bit because ribbon is soft. So it will fold into the card and it looks kind of nice like this. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our wishing you the happiest season of all on here. And I think it would be nice to use the Stamparatus, but I'm going to try it with just a block. Let's have a look, see. So just lay it down. So, and then my real red is here. We'll see if, oh, I just got my thumb in the ink. That is not cool. See, it happens to me too. So tap, 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 tap. Just the way Anna would have you do it. And then like so. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. Oh, look, a line. And you know what? I was so careful to trim this, but you can see exactly where I didn't trim it all the way. Well, it's a good thing our paper has 2 sides. I'm going to clean, if I can find my cleaner. Yes. You know, I'm missing things in my stamp room. I'm always missing things in my stamp room. So I got my old cleaner out because I'm missing my chamois, and I'm kind of liking my old cleaner. Showing some love to an oldie but a goodie. Sometimes we're all excited about the new stuff. Okay, I'm going to ink up a little more gently. Tap, tap, tap. And let's try again. We'll see. You can see why I should have used the Stamparatus. Yeah, see? So the Stamparatus, I'm gonna stop being stubborn. It just really guarantees that you're gonna have success. All right, so let's clean it off. And let's get the Stamparatus. So, because this is a rubber stamp, we don't need that lining. I'm going to do like this. And then I just want to make sure my stamp is clean. It wasn't perfectly clean. There. Now, I'm going to lay it on here with my inky thumb. And then it's really tricky when you have a really skinny stamp. And then I'm looking to see that it's straight on there. My eyes aren't what they, but you see it's crooked. So I'm just straightening it. There we go. And now we're going to try again. And I also see that I've left a slight line on my paper. So we're going to flip that so that it's perfect. All right, here we go. Give it a press. Oh yeah, look, see, that's perfect. I'm going to go over it once more just to make it a little bit darker, and hopefully I didn't get a line in there. Nice. Okay, that is a lot better. Thank you, Stamparatus. And honestly, I promise you, I did not do that on purpose to try to sell you a Stamparatus. I just really love it. Sometimes I'm lazy and I don't want to use it, but I'm going to trim a wee little bit off the bottom. And there. There we go. And I need to find my sanding block too. All right, so let's trim this up a little bit. I'm going to trim the edges, and then I'm going to make a little banner. So just down the middle, and then from each corner to the middle. And if you didn't get it right, just give it a little bit more of a snip. There we go. This side. See how I have my fingers underneath? That just steadies it a little bit. And yes, I'm using my paper, my ribbon scissors. Can you hear them screaming at me? Yeah. My Stampin' Up! Paper snips were not anywhere near. So now I just want to pop that up And I'm going to use mini dimensionals because it's a pretty narrow little strip. So I will do about 3 across. Let's have a look, see. Okay, there we go. So the other thing that I'm missing in my stamp room, and it seems to be missing all the time, is my pokey tool. I know that's not what it's called. It's not called a pokey tool, but the thing that has different ends, I don't know where it went. It's driving me absolutely nuts. Okay, so now we're going to put our sleigh. You know, I don't mind my sleigh. Well, it looks pretty good. You guys can vote which one you like the best. All right, now take a look at my dimensionals. I keep all my edges, and then once I just have edges, then I start consolidating. But you can use all the parts of your dimensionals, so don't throw them away. And there we go. And they are exactly what they say they are. I don't need that. I don't need another one there. But they add dimension to your card by just lifting up the elements a little bit, and it really makes a big difference. Okay, so I want my sleigh about there. And now we're going to color our deer. And I'm using crumb cake, just crumb cake light and crumb cake dark. I didn't have crumb cake in Holland, and oh my goodness. Okay, I'm using the dark, and I'm just going over his, I'm going to call this his ruff. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, R-U-F-F, but I remember Bear. I don't know if, for those of you who used to come to my classes on Gregory Line, you would remember Bear. Bear was my dog for a long time, for about 11 years, and Bear was half German Shepherd and half lab, and Bear was just the nicest, most beautiful dog. And she had what I call a ruff. She was mostly black, but around her neck she was just a little shaggier, like a German Shepherd, and she had a little bit of a caramel color. She was just beautiful. I'll have to see if I can find a picture and share. Okay, so that's the dark. Now I'm going to go in with the light. And then I'll color the other one a bit differently, and I'll start with the light and then do the dark, and then you can see which method you prefer. You know, the nice thing about our blends is that there really isn't a right and a wrong. You can do whatever you like. I forgot the color lifter, but if you want to add even more color variation, you can just take the color lifter and lift a little bit off, and it gives you another shade. There, that's pretty. So this time I'm going to go just light everywhere first, okay? And you'll see that this deer looks fine even if he's just completely light, because you've already got the shading that's in the art. So whoever drew this deer, you know, that's one of the reasons I fell in love with Stampin' Up, is that it made me artistic. I can't draw worth a bean, but I do know how to color. I've always liked coloring. And so I can, you know, I get to stamp the image and it makes it feel like I've drawn it. And then I can color it, I can put them together, and that's what makes me happy. All right, so now I'm going to go with the dark. So I've just colored it all light, and that looks just fine. Now I'm just going to go in on the lines. Look how dark that looks. Isn't that horrid? Oh my goodness. Okay, but that's okay. I'm going to do this here too. Man, that looks so dark. Wow. Wow. Goodness. I'm a little bit shocked at myself. All right. Let's just, I'm going to go with now the brush tip, and I'm going to blend that darkness away. Yeah. Yeah, it's different, but it works. So you can decide. I could add a little bit more in here too, and maybe I will. I was just freaking out a little bit. It looked so dark. Here. There. Yeah, he looks nice. I'm watching The Crown right now. It's season 4. I don't know if you guys have Netflix, but they were chasing, they were stalking a stag, and it was so sad. It was such a beautiful creature, but it made me think of this stamp. Okay. It's a great show, by the way. It's great. Netflix is absolutely awesome when you're quarantining. So I'm going to put the darker one at the bottom, and he can go down flat. And then the second deer is going to get popped up and just be put a little bit lower. Okay, and that way I can see both of them. And I mean, it's really actually a bit silly if you think about it, as if these deer would pull a sleigh. But you know, it is Christmas time, and it's the time for thinking about myths and magic. And I also like that the deer is slightly off the pattern paper here, and just in the solid. I like the look of that. When I make my cards, when I design them, I always lay the elements out and play with them a little bit. So the thought has definitely gone into why the pieces are placed the way they are. And I'm going to put I'm putting little mini dimensionals on the legs. You don't want him getting flattened. Okay. If you want to, you could add a little bit of Wink of Stella if you wanted a little bit of glitter. And then, okay, let's put that one up. Always got his face covered a little bit. I don't like that. Oh, well, that's okay. There they are. Now, the last thing that we're going to do are these gold things. And guess what? They are not an embellishment out of the catalog. They are, let me see. Oh, my little framelet's not in here. It's a little dotty one. I wonder if I put it in the wrong one. Let me look in the catalog. Okay, just a second. This is craziness. All right. I was so excited to show you guys this. But here we go. It's this shows you all the little dots. So it's a long rectangle with all these little dots. And I put the brushed gold metallic paper on our adhesive sheets. So when you cut it out, it's already got an adhesive backing, which is just wonderful. But it is definitely not in my case, which means I have to go on the hunt. All right, so anyway, I thought that was a really neat feature. And, oh yeah, I was going to show, I'm going to check now, because now I don't know if it really is in there or not. Let's find it. You know, even after having the catalog for this long, I still don't know where everything is. Okay. Yeah, it is in there. It's right there. Let's see if, yeah, it is. I was right. See, it's right there. So that piece does go in there. It means I've put it in the wrong set. Or maybe my trusty helper still has it. I don't know. Or maybe it's in Holland. Lots of possibilities, people. Okay, now we're going to try to put these on, and that's the trick. So, like I said, I've lost my pokey tool. And so that makes it a lot trickier. So if I can't do this, then you know why. Because it's really tricky without a pokey tool to get the backing off these things. So I might just, ooh, I got it. But then it landed on everything else. Oh. Okay. Yep. You can, oh, well, we'll just let that one fall as it may. Yeah, you know what? This just goes to show you that you need the proper tools for this. You definitely need the pokey tool. Let me see if I can find it in the big catalog. No, I can't. All right, I will post it in the links, that tool that you need. And look, here's actually the card. I cased it straight from the front of the catalog. So don't forget that your catalog is also an idea book. So I don't know if these dies are still available, but they were, I believe, 30% off. So that's a really good deal. Now look carefully and tell me which one you like better. Do you like this sleigh, or do you like the one with the more bold spokes underneath? I'm not 100% sure. And this one also has the crumb cake in the back, and this one has more the Victorian deeper red. It's got the cherry cobbler in the back. So I feel a little bit badly that I've given up on these little embellishments. But it just goes to show you that if you don't have the right tools, it doesn't work. And also, if you don't like finicky things, then you're just going to put some rhinestones on. Here, I'm just laying them on and pretending they're on here, but they're really not. But that's our secret. But it does add a little bit, right? Just having those nice little brushed metallic circles. It just adds some bling. We all like bling, especially at Christmas time. And the last thing we can do is, I had a piece of white. I'm gonna put the white, oh yeah, the white was for cutting things. Let me see. Here, we're gonna add an inside to our card. We'll put the deer on a block. And of course, I don't have any crumb cake here, but I do have black. So we'll use a memento. It's nice to decorate the inside of your card. There, that's pretty. And then we'll do a saying as well. And we'll do the saying in red. Oh, see, I got a line. Now, I'm going to tell you, I usually trim my stamps for that reason. I don't have my proper scissors, but I'm going to show you that you can just do it with any old scissors. So what you do is you just cut that extra rubber off, and that will save you some grief, because I really do hate lines. Okay. Let's turn it around, and we'll stamp the words first. There, that's better. And then the deer, and then we're good to go. I'm always disappointed when I get ready with a card and I want to give it away, and there's nothing in the inside. I've got a naked card. It's kind of sad. I don't always stamp the saying, but it's nice to have an image. So I just put adhesive along the top, and that way if someone wants to take it, give it away to someone else, they can. So that's just going to go on the inside. And how pretty is that? And then on the envelope, take a look. We've got, you know what? I just love Christmas. And I love, there. Isn't that just so pretty? Yeah. You could put it on the front too, you know. It's just nice to get happy mail. There. Isn't that fun? Yeah. I think I got the stamp set just for that. No, I love the deer too. So there's the card. There's the envelope. And here's the inside. So thank you so much for joining me. Oh yeah, I know what I wanted to show you. Next month, we have parcels in the, we have posted for you. These are going to be the cards for next month. 1, 2, 3, and then I have a funny story about this one. 4. I looked at this card and I thought it looks a little bit dark. The colors are off. And now if you look really closely, this is not Calypso Coral. This is Terracotta Tile. So I have to redo this card in Calypso Coral, and it should brighten right up. I love the card, but it's just a little bit too dark. So I didn't realize that those colors were so close, and I think that piece of paper was just in the wrong drawer. So anyway, I hope you can join me next month as well for the virtual coffee and a card. So let me know if you want to sign up for next month. All right, guys, have a super day. And let's see if I can end this thing. Every time I have trouble, but we're going to give it a whirl. All right. And in an hour or so, I'm going to be doing baking in the kitchen, a Zoom class with treats. And yeah, so that's something new too. Never a dull moment at 81 Delaware. So thanks, guys. Bye.